Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today's reading is for the witches who are watching my channel, the witches who felt called to click on this video. Okay, this is a general message from my decks, from the element of spirit, the universe, and if you feel called, then you could consider this a message from your spirit guides. And we are going to get into this reading. It is currently like 4 a.m. when I'm recording this because I just can't go to sleep anymore. So, yay! So let's just hop right into the tarot, see what messages the universe, spirit has for you. All right. Starting with the tarot. We have Ace of Wands. We have 10 of Cups. We have Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Chariot. Oops, didn't mean to bump drab up. Okay, so I'm obviously seeing that there's like an era of renewal you're currently experiencing. And I honestly think this is an era that I feel, for one, like it really marks a change of wealth. I feel like your wealth is definitely elevating during this era. You know, you've been dashed with, blessings of prosperity. I also felt called to say that I feel as though there's either a fellow witch or grandparent or spirit that has blessed you with prosperity at this current point in time. So I feel like someone has been really rooting for you behind the scenes, and maybe you might not be aware of that, but I felt called to definitely point that out because I feel that's what's happening for some. But overall, this is like a really powerful point in time when it comes down to your transformation. And you're really being bestowed with wealth because, for one, with the Chariot energy, you're really working towards the goals that you want to achieve. You're making things happen. You're going after your divine purpose. And number two, like, I feel like because you're aligned with your purpose, like you're gonna attract obviously, the most high type of energy. You're gonna attract wealth because you're aligned with what is right for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're not really aligned with what it is that you're supposed to be aligned with, the universe will show you. And that also goes for being aligned with the things that you're supposed to be aligned with. Like, the universe shows in signs and in wealth. It shows you when you're lined up the way you need to be. So there's a lot of like excitement that's going on right now, especially with 10 of Cups. There's a lot of great things that are coming that you can look forward to. And be prepared. Be prepared for this intense change, this intense prosperity that has been rain falling on you. And even with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like, your guides in particular, they're really, ushering you to continue to develop your dreams, continue to chase after them, continue to put effort and work towards them, and even dedicate spell work towards them, which I feel like if you're watching this, you already do that. So, and that could also be like a confirmation that your spell work is working. I feel like your spell work is really helping make things happen right now. It's really successful. So if you've had trouble believing it, or you just need that confirmation, this is the confirmation that your spell work is going exactly the way it's supposed to go. And I also want to say, like, there's protection around it, so you never have to worry. And if you feel like you have to worry about, like, maybe where you stand with a certain spirit, like, everything's okay. I also felt called to say that. But overall, like, you guys are really making things happen. And it shows, the universe is rewarding you for taking those risks, for going after what it is that your heart calls you to. And at the end of the day, make sure that everything that you do comes from your heart. That it comes from your heart, and that you listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and follow the messages that are coming from within. Because your soul is guiding you where you need to go. And there's nothing to be confused about when it comes down to that. People will sit up here and tell you that you have to do things traditional ways that other people have done before. People will try to sit up here and control you. But at the end of the day, listen to your heart. Listen to what it's telling you to do. Because 9 times out of 10, you're probably right. Okay? Because I feel as though if you're watching this, you have a strong intuition. I'm pretty sure you probably know some of the things I'm already putting down. That's just one of your gifts. So trust it. So let's hop into the Dark Magic Oracle. Shall we? Okay, let me move my card over a little. They're kind of like, what was it? They're kind of like slanted, which is kind of strange. But yes, no, I'm just fine. Let's get in the Dark Magic Oracle. We have mirror, reflect yourself. We have brave, don't self-sabotage. We have strength, nurture your diverse talents. And choice, your decision will be correct. Okay. So let's get into what they mean by that. What do they mean by that? The Mars King, what do they mean by that? I'll tell you what they mean, okay? Let's start with the mirror card. So obviously as witches, a lot of us gain inspiration and insight from our elders that came before us. And I feel like, crone energy, elder energy is a really important aspect of our spirituality and even traditional, witchcraft and spirituality in that right. And it is kind of normalized to follow the path that our elders laid out for us. And it is very imperative that we do so. Because obviously from their life experiences, they've gained insight that could be very helpful to us who, haven't lived as long or maybe need some guidance on the path. But within that, sometimes we can get lost with our identity. We start to take on like the mask of our ancestors or the mask of people who, did the craft, and we try to mimic them because we don't trust ourselves. And I feel like for some of you guys, like, you just don't really trust your full magic. You don't really trust your judgment. And it's about time that you trust yourself. It's about time that I really do feel like the biggest message in this reading is about trusting your intuition. It's about time that you really follow what your heart is saying, because it's good, like I said, to really follow the wisdom of our elders. I do think it's imperative. It can really teach us more about the world since they've experienced, more experiences than us. And it's also great to get advice from, witches that have been doing it longer than us and listen to, their advice, and gain their wisdom. But I feel like some of you guys get lost in that. And you really forget that, the most important thing about your craft is your interpretation of it, because it's your craft. So don't get caught up in like mirroring other people or like really following what other people say you have to do, because at the end of the day, it's not about them. Your craft was not made for them. It was made for you. You know, you came down to this earth to do what it is that your soul calls you to do. And your soul is guiding you. You have to trust that it's guiding you where you need to go. You just need to listen to your heart. Use your heart. And listen to the messages that come through your soul. And reflect yourself. Reflect yourself and be the most beautiful version of you. I feel like some of you guys need to redefine your self-concept, because it's going to help you tune into your most powerful energy. And with Brave, it's like I said, when it comes down to trusting your intuition, it might be hard for some of the witches that are watching this reading. Okay, trusting your intuition might be hard because in the past, you know, when you've tried to follow your heart, people have bashed you for it. You know, it just hasn't gone quite how you expected it would go. And I also feel like if you're watching this reading, like, you're a really unique person. A lot of people are not going to understand the depth of who you are, and they're going to, you know, mistake you, and they're going to mistake you for someone you're not, and they're going to misjudge you when they don't really know the depth of your soul. They don't know the depth of your purpose. They don't know the depth of your magic either. And sometimes you're going to feel the need to just like run away from your power because it's just so intense, and you know, you've been taught that it's hard to deal with. But don't, you know, stand down with your power, okay? Because, you know, if everyone else is going to run away from it, why you? Like, this is your gift, this is your tool. Don't self-sabotage, don't back away from it, you know? And with strength, you know, there's an emphasis on not only like your spiritual gifts, but it's also like talk about even like your artistic gifts, or I heard mathematical gifts, a lot of the, like, you know, I guess human gifts that you have been given as well. You need to make sure that you're nurturing those gifts and tending to them, and don't run away from those either, because it doesn't turn out like the way that you want to. Like, if you're practicing guitar, for example, don't stop practicing guitar because you're not as advanced as you would want to be. It's still one of your gifts. You just got to like wake up to it, you know? So make sure you're like nurturing your physical gifts, your human gifts, and your spiritual gifts, because they will pay you at the end of the day. And I feel like if you are chasing after your dreams, you're already doing that. But this is just obviously a friendly reminder to not back away from your power, not back away from your glistening lights, and to not back away from your shadow either, because both aspects of your spirituality are very important and both play a role in your magic, okay? And if your intuition is calling you to do something and you're unsure if you should do it, with the choice card, it's like emphasizing, yes, this is something you should do. This is something you should go towards, because it is going to pay off at the end, number one. Or number two is just like, this is something that's just meant to happen as a soul. When I was like pulling the cards, and I saw the choice card, I thought to myself, like, if you want to back away from a situation and you're not quite comfortable with some of the people that you're around, you're not quite comfortable with like the position you're at, then do so, because it is not going to get better. And if you're allowing like toxic people, this is for some, this is not for all. If you're allowing toxic people to make an impact in your life, like if you're letting some people stay in your life because, you know, the memories with them were precious, but right now they're being an ass, let them go. They served their purpose. They did all they need to do. It's time for you to say goodbye. Okay? So that's for some. But overall, trust your choice. It's 444 right now. Trust your intuition, trust the choices that you make, because you are intuitive. You are gifted in this regard, and your heart knows what's right. Sorry, I'm a little congested. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm not really quite sure why, but I just became congested all of a sudden. So anyways, let's pull the Triple G deck, okay? We have Mary Magdalene, Gatesh, Nematona, and we have Hell. Okay, so I even thought with like the Hell card, maybe some of you guys feel like, I'm sorry, I'm like congested, so I don't really understand what's happening. Let me move my tripod over, because like, what? All right. Maybe with the Hell card, you guys might have like a deep guilt sometimes about your spirituality, because in past lives you've been punished for that. You've been punished for practicing your craft, and even maybe in this life, you know, maybe like a parent punished you for having your altars, for communicating to your spirits, and, you know, practicing in the craft overall. Maybe it's just like elders too that have looked down on you for choosing to go down the path of your own craft. And I just feel like you've had a lot of judgment throughout your life, and it sometimes makes you feel like you're evil. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. And just understand there's nothing wrong with you. You're so unique for a reason. You know, this world would be so boring if everyone was like a copy of each other, if everyone was good. Not saying that you're a bad person, but I'm just saying in the context of feeling like a devil. You know, if everyone was all sweet and cute and stuff, this world would be boring as shit. Okay, we need flavored, fun people. Okay, we need powerful witches. We need people like you. So never think that like you are a burden on this earth to other people, because if you are, like, oh, doesn't matter. Are they really that important? Please do tell me. Like, if some people are talking down to you, observe their life. Observe their life. Really look at it. The grand scheme of things. Is there really anything divine going on? Not trying to be an ass, but I'm just saying, like, look at their life. Just look at how boring, basic, and just unhappy, unflavorable it is. How they feel that they must restrict themselves for either a god or for purity reasons. See how that makes them feel. Look at some of the chaos that's going on in your life. And if not chaos, look at the sadness that is festering beneath the surface. Sometimes people who like really do hate on us, like, they are upset that they see something within you that they can't have. They see the power, they see the master witch within, glowing on the outside as well. I feel like you guys have such a strong aura, and it hurts people because it makes them feel less than. And so some people are gonna mistreat you, but don't internalize their thoughts. Don't take it with you, because they're not important. And claim that title. Claim the title of being the devil, the demon. Claim the title. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your power. Because, what was I going to say? I feel like I guess I was trying to express that, like, when it comes down to demons, they're feared. People are scared of them. Because for one, they don't understand the depth of the demons. And demons are really reflective of our shadow. Embrace that energy. Embrace being that intimidating witch. Because for one, it does protect your magic, and it keeps people from like lurking. And two, it empowers your spirit. It empowers you as a soul. And I feel like if you guys are like really hoping for a safe space, a place where you can fully be yourself and be authentic, it's coming soon. Don't worry. There's spirits that are guiding you, leading you. I thought of Pan. I thought of like a masculine deity or a representation of the divine masculine, someone who is masculine that is coming in to help you. It could be like a grandfather or a great grandfather, or even someone who's physically here on this like earth that's masculine that's helping you. Maybe somebody who has housing arrangements that like helps with that. That's masculine. Or maybe you're meeting a soulmate that's masculine. It doesn't have to be a twin flame. It doesn't have to be a romance connection, but someone who's masculine. That's just coming in to really like help with things that are going on. Like maybe a friend. But this person, I do feel like I feel like they are a divine soul. I don't feel like they are like of Earth. Like I don't think that that their soul is from this planet. I do think that there's something really divine about them. And ooh, I'm congested. I'm sorry that you guys might be able to hear this. I apologize. This person is coming in to really help you and facilitate some type of change in your life. But I do feel if you continue like going after your dreams, if you continue listening to your heart and following your heart, like everything is going to work out. Okay? And we already got the 10 of Cups, which is a good sign of things to come. Things are going in your favor. So just relax. Okay? There's going to be a safe space soon to be yourself. And if you feel unsafe when it comes down to your sexuality and things like that, there's also going to be some safety in that coming soon. You will feel more safe as time progresses. But speaking of sexuality, I feel like some of you guys also just feel ashamed of like your needs, your desires. You feel ashamed of it. You feel ashamed of listening to your human heart. Don't. It's okay to love, to lust even. It's okay to sometimes just be a human. You don't have to always be like this god figure. You know what I mean? You could sometimes just be human. That's okay too. You're living the human experience right now, and that's very important. So, just understand that like there's nothing wrong with you. You're beautiful and divine just the way you are. And within even your creation, there's things that you may overlook that's like so important to your existence. And maybe you overlook it sometimes because you're just like, you feel guilty for existing, for wanting better. You feel guilty for the way that people look at you, treat you, for being different. But just understand that there's so much beauty within your soul. And I'm not trying to be like a big ass baby when I say this. Like, people are just jealous. Don't listen to them. But like, I'm being honest. Like, some people are just jealous. Like, really. Some people are just jealous of the divine energy that's coming in. So don't ever belittle yourself or like think badly of yourself because of how other people might think of you. You are just amazing the way that you are. And even when it comes down to beauty as well, I feel like you guys are just beautiful. Your face is a reflection of all the lives that came before you. I feel like some of you guys look like your grandmother the most. But you carry, the faces, the genetic print of so many lives. And there's divinity in that. Because I also felt to say, like, you're carrying your ancestors with you wherever you go, all the time. When you possess their face, possess their blood, you're always protected, guided by these beings. And you're never alone. So And if you feel as though you're seeking romance, do not be afraid to, because the universe is also encouraging that as well. Okay, so Mystic Martian. Okay, we have Venusians. Venusi, okay, and we have Nephilim. We have Flower of Life. And we have the Galactic Federation. Yeah, after this, I'm getting my ass to bed. Cause what the flip? Alright, so yeah, like, don't be afraid to seek love also at this current point in time. Because I feel like maybe your partner, well, actually not maybe, I know your partner is also a witch, or a magician, and they might be reflective of, they might be an opposite to you. You know what I mean? In some way, shape, or form. But I feel like if you're really like searching for that, then that's coming. Okay, that's for some. And overall, this is also a great time for just like romance and just love, generally speaking, to love yourself and to allow like beautiful connections to unfold in your life. Even if people judge you for that as well. And with the Nephilim energy, like I said, embrace the fact that you embrace that demonic energy you feel you possess. Embrace it, because it is a form of power. And obviously people are going to be turned off by that. But but it empowers you, so who cares? Like, what? As long as you're not really hurting anyone, like, it's okay to embrace that name that people make for you. Use it as a tool of power, not as something that you should be guilty of. Okay, I don't understand why my phone is always running out of storage. Like, we're almost finished with the reading, so it stopped recording, and I apologize. I don't even remember what I was saying. And hopefully I can get like a new phone soon, because I've had this one for a couple of years, and not trying to get off in a tangent, but like, I'm sorry. As soon as your phone runs out of storage, I'm talking about if it's an iPhone, it's game over. It is game over. All right. Anyways, so let me stop yapping. But have a new perspective on your spirituality. Be unafraid to think of it in different ways than other people. And I guess also just have a different perspective on you as a whole. Like, really start to think of yourself as a divine being. Okay, I also feel like with the Flower of Life, like, this is a blossoming era. You're blossoming into a new person. Okay, we had end of a cycle right here. You're blossoming into a brand new person, and that is magical. That is something that you should be excited for. Everything is coming together, and I also feel like with, like I said, your creation, like, there's so much beauty in it. So much, like, science in it, even. And you're amazing. You need to hear that. You're amazing. You're perfection. Perfection in your own way. And all the power that you could ever seek is within. And your creation is something that you should be proud of. Your creations, obviously, artistically, but also your creation, your existence, the way you were created. It's something that you should be honored to have. It's something that you should honor. It's something that you should take seriously as well. I feel like some of you guys laugh and be like, whatever. Who cares? I'm not that important. Like, what? Because you definitely are to me. If you're watching this channel, you're important to me, and you're important to the universe, and you're important to the spirits. So you have importance. And I also don't want to like sit here and make this personal, but if you're watching my channel and you're watching these readings, you're definitely very important to me. You help bring prosperity into my life, and you also help bring support into my life. You help me really refine my skills. And so I guess that's an example of your importance on this earth. It's the small things that really matter. The way that you smile at people, the way that you help others. Those small things are also very beautiful, and they shouldn't be overlooked. So you have so much importance, and never forget that. You got a spiritual team. You got people that are protecting you. You got guardian angels. You got guardian demons, okay? Everything is going to turn out okay. All is well. And the universe is conspiring in your favor. Always and forever, okay? Let's wrap this up. We have Meso Goddess, and we have Dragonfly Goddess. So with the Meso Goddess, I felt called to say that, like, if you're... Ooh, okay. Sorry, I'm, like, leaning... What am I leaning over now? I was leaning on my bed and made a snapping sound. Anyways. If you're into, like, music and stuff like that, like, I really do feel like getting into a new instrument is something that can really help. I thought of saxophone. Like, I thought of jazz music, so, like, I feel like you guys... Number one, will gain recognition of that in that regard if this is something that resonates with you. But just get into a new instrument, because I feel like you playing music is also a way to manifest. You singing, just the chords of your instruments help manifest what it is that you want, and making music in the theme of the things that you are desiring help manifest them. Okay, so that's for some, and that's kind of a small message. But tune into your dreams. Tune into the things that you want to accomplish and achieve in life. Tune into that, and keep that with you. There was a ritual that I did yesterday. Oh, I don't have the book nearby. Shit. It came with my Dark Magic Oracle, and I recommend this deck because it's kind of aimed actually towards teenagers and young adults. And I was kind of shocked when I was like reading the introduction, but it's like, I guess when you read the cards, you can kind of get like, it's kind of aimed towards like Gen Z and stuff like that. Anyways, so within the deck, it includes like rituals and things that you can do to like act on the cards. And one of the rituals that I did was in association with the identity card. And from what I can remember, you basically have to pull out a notebook. You write down all the things that are important to you. And then you pull out 2 more sheets of paper, okay? Make sure you have a white candle lit during all of this, and some incense. You pull out 2 sheets of paper, one that's negative and one that's positive. And on the positive one, you write how, the important things in your life positively impact you. And you write on the negative paper how the important things in life, your important things in life, what am I trying to say? Like, hello? Get it together with. You write down the negative paper, the, I guess, negative aspects of those important things in life. Like, the things that you fear in regards to them. Okay, and the things that you feel negatively in regards to them. And then, obviously, after you're finished doing all of that, you blow out the candle. Oh shit, you know what? I need to get the book, because, like, why am I just going off my brain, okay? Here, I'll get the book real quick. Just give me a moment. Okay, I got the book. I even had the page bookmarked. You know what I mean? Okay. After you blow out the candle, you say, I blow away any obstacle that prevents me from achieving my most positive self-expression. Okay? And then, with a negative piece of paper, you're going to want to bind it. Okay? You're going to want to tie a piece of black wool or string around it. Okay? To bind the fears from brewing inside you. Okay? And either you're going to bury it somewhere deep in the ground, or wrap the piece of paper around a rock, okay? Bind it, right? And throw it into a body of water, okay? And then on the positive paper, you're going to scatter some rose petals on it. And you're going to place them inside a heavy book to press them, okay? So, I hope I explained that. That was like kind of long-winded. Like, it was chaotic because I was like going off my dome. But I just felt the need to like express that ritual because I feel like that could really help you with really establishing, number one, your identity, and number two, like your purpose, like coming back to center with your purpose and just kind of seeing number one, your feelings in regards to it, and number two, just really understanding like yourself. So I feel like that could be helpful. And with the Dragonfly Goddess, just understand that like your spirituality, ooh, my head. Your spirituality is exactly the way that it is supposed to be. It is beautiful in its own aspect. And you should trust, like I said, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, because it is leading you down the right path. And you are supported by the universe, your spirit guides, angels and demons. You are supported and heavily protected. And at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. And this is a great time to celebrate because there's so much prosperity that's coming in. So I think that's it for the message. If you loved this reading, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful for every single one of you guys. You guys have had just such a major impact on my life. And yeah, I don't even know what else I could say. I'm just really thankful for you guys. And you know, I've never really gone in depth about it, but I've made other tarot channels before. I've never really stuck to them. I've never really felt called to continue them. And, you know, it's just like, they just wouldn't really go the way I wanted them to. And that's because I just wasn't really aligned with my purpose. That's kind of like your reading. I just wasn't really aligned with the energies that I should have presented on my tarot channel. Because I was playing as a different character. I was under, you know, my parents' cult ideologies when I was making the channel. And I'm not saying the advice I was giving during those times was necessarily wrong. I don't think it was. But it's just like I wasn't aligned with my spirituality when I was, you know, doing the readings. I was still really brainwashed and under the cult ideologies. And when I went through my most recent awakening, like, I don't know how many awakenings I've had, but when I went through my most recent awakening, I was just like, I submitted to the darkness. And people might think the darkness is evil. It ain't evil. We know over here it ain't evil. But I submitted to the darkness that's within me because it's something that has been calling to me my whole entire life. I've ignored it every single time. And now that I've made this tarot channel and, you know, it's all about the darkness, I've had so much fun, so much success, and just so much support. And it just really confirms that this is just the path that's meant for me. And if you're listening to this, I love you. And I'm appreciative of you. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Feel free to donate to my throne wish list and purchase me a new deck if you feel called to. But if not, that's a-okay. Comment down below if this resonated, and I'll see you very soon. Take care and goodbye. I love you all.